Hey guys, Patrick Duff, eXp Realty, part of the Johnson Group, and today I'm doing a home inspection for my clients. They're in New York. They can't be here, so I'm standing in for them. We got Chris Whipper in there. He's doing a pre-drywall inspection on a D.R. Horton home in Port Wentworth, Georgia. I'm just gonna ask him some questions. What is he looking for? What are the things you should be, why a home inspector is important? So we're gonna go check this out and let's see how it goes. So let's go see what Chris is doing up in here. All right, here's the inside. We got the bones going on, love the AC. I love seeing it here like this because you get to see all the AC and the wiring and all that stuff. So, Chris, let me ask you something. What do you think is, why do you think it's important to get a home inspection on a brand new construction home?
My name is Christopher, by the way, home inspection company. So it's important to get inspection on a new build. They're built by humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And humans make mistakes.
Absolutely.
There's only so much quality checking and control that can be done. You know, it's always good to get a second pair of eyes on things, but you know, we catch things that even the code inspectors, you know, from the city and the county don't catch, or kind of maybe let squeak through a little bit. So it's just always good to have an extra set of eyes on the project for you.
Right. So let me ask you, so when you're looking at pre-drywall inspection, what are you looking for at this moment for my clients?
So, I mean, I hate to make it sound so basic, but we're pretty much just making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. As far as, you know, your HVAC supplies and returns, your plumbing, you know, drains and vents, electrical, making sure you have the appropriate amount of receptacles in the bedrooms and hallways and spaces and such. Making sure that nothing's missing or broken.
Right.
Like we already found one of the, you know, the window in the dining area's got cracks in it.
Right.
So, I mean, you know.
And then they fix the good thing about D.R. Horton, they'll fix all this stuff. That's why the inspection is important to get it, you know, pre-drywall or even after the drywall. Now I know, well, your price is actually really reasonable for this pre-drywall inspection. Did you talk to my clients about doing it after the drywall was in?
I didn't get that far yet, but obviously that's an option, you know, and you know, I can provide a little discount for doing both for them as well. So.
Nice.
Things like the window, I mean, that's that movable sash. So, I mean, that can be replaced anytime, even after the house is finished. But yeah, it's better to catch things sooner, especially pre-drywall. If we can find something that either should be there that's not, or that's in the wrong place, you know, we can get it moved or installed before they put that
properly. Yeah. That's great. So, Chris, let me ask you something. During your time as a home inspector, what is the craziest thing you've ever seen?
Oh gosh. Let's see. Well, recently I had one crazy thing in the laundry room, and it was a new build, but they already had drywall, so it was finished. You know, pre-closing walkthrough. There was no dryer vent.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, in the laundry room. It was just the washer, you know, supply and drain and all that, and nothing for the dryer. I know they don't make ventless dryers really, so you gotta have. Right. But the vent stack was there in the attic; it just wasn't cut out in the wall. But I mean, it's better to catch it now than that.
Absolutely.
Then you close and no one sees it, and then they come in and have to cut everything out for it. So.
Yeah. So saving time and convenience, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's great. So let me ask you something, Chris. What is your price point for? Say you're not doing a new construction home. Say you're doing a resale home. What is your price for doing a home?
Yeah, so anything that's 1,500 square feet or less, it's a base rate of $325.
Okay.
And then it goes up from there depending on the size of the house. I also do well water testing.
Okay.
For when it's required for you know, VA or FHA. That runs $275. And I do mold testing as well.
Okay.
So I pull air samples with my mold machine. And I can do some surface swabs as well. So if anybody has questions about, hey, I got some growth in my house, you know, or got this weird musty smell after my toilet overflowed or something like that, you know, I can come in and check it out for you.
How fast does it take to get those tests back?
The well water test is 2 days, and then the mold test I get back the next day.
Oh wow, okay. So it's not, you know, if you'll know what's going on, and then when we're doing the amendment to address concerns, that all can be handled right there on that moment. So, and so what do you provide the client so they know what happened with the home inspection?
So I provide a very, very detailed report. It's going to have a lot of photos on there. I take a lot of photos just for reference, so you can see what is supposed to be there and what is there, especially if it comes time to close and it's like, hey, we negotiated for this to stay, and then no one has proof. that it was there, I got proof.
Right.
The inspection report's going to show it.
Right.
So that's an added thing too. But there's like a minimum of 120 photos in your report. I'm going to show you everything. So it's very detailed, and then that report comes out the same day as well. You don't have to wait till the next day.
Nice. Well, that's really friendly for the real estate agents when they're trying to get their deals done, right?
Exactly.
And let me ask you a question, Chris. How do you think your real estate experience as a realtor helps you as a home inspector?
So experience not only as a realtor, but right after high school, I was an electrician for about 6 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm very familiar with the construction process, which kind of helps me know what to look for these pre-drywall, inspections as well. But with real estate, I mean, it helps so much because I know the ins and outs of the deal as well.
Right.
Right. So you get these agents where they say, "Well, I don't want a deal killer report." Well, I'm sorry. I'm here to represent the house.
Right, and the buyers. Right. Yeah.
The buyer and their biggest purchase of their life. So if there's something wrong with the home, like I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna say, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a world ender," right? Like I'll tell you some realistic expectations, reasonable ways that this can be addressed, right? So everybody's not freaking out and ending the deal. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so let me ask you, so how do you guys guarantee your work? Like, is there like some kind of guarantee if later on something was found out that was missed? Do you guys do anything about that?
Yeah, in our pre-inspection agreement, it does address that. And usually there's like a 1-year kind of statute of limitations. But it is a limited visual inspection.
Right.
Right. Only of things that we're able to access at that time.
Right.
So like let's say just a regular home inspection. If they've got a bunch of living room furniture in the way and I can't get to, a receptacle behind it, like I'm not responsible for moving the furniture.
Right.
So if it comes back later and says, well, this outlet didn't work, I couldn't get to it.
Right.
I'm not trying to say that's a cop out because I get to every single thing I can.
Right.
I'm a little guy. I'll squeeze into tight attics and underneath the crawl spaces that no one wants to go into. I'll get there. Right. But so yeah, it's just it's a limited inspection. So.
What would you say the hardest thing you do is? Is it going in crawl spaces?
It's probably crawl spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of those accesses, even though they're supposed to be a certain size to get you in, they're smaller. But
right.
I gotta go in anyways, if I can fit. So yeah, I put the whole, dust, the whole respirator mask,
right,
goggles, and
yeah,
a lamp, and I got my little stick for chasing critters away. And
ooh, in the Savannah heat, that must be brutal.
Yeah. Pretty wet under there too, and you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah, there's certain crawl spaces, right? So, critters and all that kind of stuff. I would imagine.
Old,
yeah.
Old animal bones and stuff from. I was under one from late 1800s a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you never know what you find.
Oh, I bet there might be. Wow. That's cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to your inspection.
All right.
There's a cracked window he was talking about. Found in the pre-inspection, so like he said, get that fixed before they even close your home, so you ain't got to worry about it. And there's another spot he saw, and like she's looking at all this stuff. So this is a ton of work looking at all these things. But look up here. So they got these hurricane tie downs, right? So that if a hurricane does come, and it's not that prevalent here in Port Wentworth, but I mean we do get a lot of wind. That plate is not flat, so it's causing this to be not as tight as it should be, so they're going to be able to fix that. They know now. That one's flat, as you can see, and this one is taut. So, yeah, your house won't blow away with D.R. Horton because they got all these hurricane tie-downs. So it's cool to see it, like, before you put the drywall on, because obviously once the drywall is in, you're not going to get it. My buddy Tommy Stanford always says, like, your house would be the only one left after there if a hurricane came through, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of like how the sausage is made, right? Do you really want to know how the sausage is made? Right? Because I used to make sausage. Actually, I was a meat cutter in New Carlisle, Indiana as a teenager, and I used to make a ton of sausage, Polish sausage. What are they? All the sausages. They get a huge variety now. It's pretty cool. It was called Nick's Handy Super. Great place. A lot of good times, I remember. But making sausage was not the funnest. But yeah. No, but this is kind of like where it starts. You know what I'm saying? Like these are kind of like the things you don't get to see very often. So I kind of want to give you a sneak peek of how it happens in the construction, new construction arena at D.R. Horton. Like I said, D.R. Horton's great. The good thing, another good thing about D.R. Horton is that after the first month that you move in, after you close, and you see maybe some nail pops coming out of the drywall, or there's cracking in the drywall tape or something like that, they'll fix that up at the first month, and then you get another walkthrough after a year where they come fix it all again, and then you should have a perfect home by then, because you know houses settle, and when they settle, those things can happen. So D.R. Horton's got you protected when it comes to that. It's called a 210 warranty. So this water right here is to seal the shower to the ground. I think the tub, let me go over here. I'm gonna walk through the toilet area, walk through this wall, and come over here and show you the tub. They got seated as well. As you can see, they got all that water in there just to get this tub seated so that it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. So Chris, you're up there on the roof. I saw that. Dangerous, right? Dangerous.
Yeah.
What?
All these mud on your shoes, right?
Oh yeah. So what are you looking for when you go up on the roof?
So I check the ridge vents to make sure they're all intact and installed properly. Make sure there's no exposed nail heads. Make sure all the shingles are laying flat, nothing's curled up already. Making sure there's no damage. Brand new house, but we get storms and stuff flying through the air. You never know.
Right,
plus,
right.
The workers working up there, I think we dropping tools and stuff like that, so just make sure no shingles are damaged. And then, when I'm down on the ground checking the drip edge, make sure it's got a drip edge installed. Right. Properly. That ensures that your shingles aren't just kind of falling over. It ensures everything just kind of drips off.
So I want to thank Chris Whipper for walking through the home with me, doing the pre-drywall inspection with for my clients, kind of explaining what he's looking at. And I think with Chris's real estate experience, it really helps the deals out because he knows what we're looking for in the reports, makes it very easy for us to find anything we need to do to the amendment address concerns. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, like I said, oftentimes if the buyer's there, they're going to ask me, hey, what's the big stuff? What's the little stuff? You know what I mean? So I kind of got it through that. Hey, this is something you might want to start budgeting for, or this is something you can just have a handyman come in and fix, or if you're handy yourself, it's not really a big deal. So.
Right. Well, I want to thank Chris. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
See ya.